and Big E. Listen, we're doing really well this year. You've been here twice, E. I'm really, really excited. Let's see if E's going to be with us next week. But in the meantime, between time, welcome to a show entitled Ain't No Mountain High Enough. Guys, we are going up some mountains today. I've got two amazing guests. One working with young people, the other climbing mountains. Today's quote goes simply like this. Only those who will risk going too far can possibly find out how far one can go. It is, of course, all about risks. And I love that quote because it really does say, only those who will risk going too far can possibly find out how far one can go. So let's find out how far our guests are going today. So stay tuned in for an exciting show. But of course, welcome to the Let's Talk Show Live and the Chalk Hill Community Radio Station. The Chalk Hill Community Radio Station is all about keeping the community connected. And today, we are definitely doing that for sure. Today's show, as always, is sponsored by Lloyd Montague of Forever Living. Sorry, I just wanted to check something there. Big shouts go out to Ola, Nicosoft Media TV. So, guys, if you were tuned in today via the radio and you'd like to see what's actually happening in the studio, then click on the link to watch the live YouTube. That should have gone out with the same link for today's show. If not, send me a message here on 07956 548 781. We've got Dorel in the studio with us, which is wonderful. Dorel is one of our new presenters who graduated last December, although I think I might still have a certificate. But he's in the studio with us, and he's really keen to work behind the scenes. So it's an absolute pleasure to have Dorel in the studio with us. But guys, when was the last time you did something for the first time? And of course, have you been living your best life? I have really got something to share with you guys this week. But it is a Let's Talk Show live where anything can happen. And Big E.
It usually does.
It usually does. Well, the Let's Talk Show is, of course, the real talk show. So, E, you shared some wonderfulness last week, you know, turning DJ down at the Big Eye and all of that kind of stuff, clipping floorboards. Have you got anything to share today?
No, it's been just a normal week of getting back to normality and looking to see what I can do for the first time in 2026.
So talking about getting back to normality. Well, here's my share for this week. So almost 5 years ago, having driven for more than 36 years, I suffered with driving anxiety. Yeah, that's a whole show in its own. Mm-hmm. I suffered with driving anxiety, and as a consequence, I haven't driven for almost 5 years. But my lifestyle kind of decided for me that Ubering and running up and down the place like I had loads of money. It's not the thing.
It's not the thing, man.
It's not the thing. In some ways it is, right? Because I kind of now just want to walk out of my house, get into a car that's already warm, get to my destination and get out. I don't want to think about anything else, and I don't have to worry about anything else. Mm-hmm. But then sometimes the cost doesn't add up. Mm-hmm. And sometimes you wait long for Uber. Sometimes you get in the car and it's just not the car.
Yeah.
There's a whole host of things. But I did kind of get used to that chauffeur lifestyle. Anyhow, as you know, I decided to get myself a brand new car and get back on the road.
Ooh, how are you finding that?
Well.
I'd love to know how you deal with 20 miles an hour.
I'm actually not. So consequently, this is the first time in a long time that I've been back behind the wheel. Now, when I think about when I first started driving, listen, you couldn't get me out of my car. I was constantly, every opportunity, I was in my car. I loved driving. I loved the whole gear changing and all that kind of stuff. I loved it. And then I kind of went down to automatic. After a while, I was like, yeah, this makes sense. I don't need to be changing gears anymore. But then this whole thing now with the driving anxiety really, really got me because, like I said, there's always one friend that does the driving when you go raving and everyone else is sleeping on the way back.
Yeah.
Well, I was the driver. I wasn't the one that did the drinking. So I've always been driving. Anyhow, come to current day. So I've got this new car now. I think I've had it about a week. And I cannot get used to the 20 miles an hour.
Ooh.
And I know that I've got a clean driving license. And I've always had a clean driving license, right? And I understand now that you can get points and all that kind of stuff for driving over 20. But in this car, there's a bleep. So when you're in whichever speed zone,
Yeah.
if you go over, it will bleep. Wow. So to avoid the bleeps, I'm now getting cramp in my foot because it's like you're just about touching the pedal, right?
Yeah.
And so that feels weird. Then there's all the temporary traffic lights. I know I saw them before, but now I'm stuck
Now
in
you're
them
in them.
with the cramp.
Now you're in them.
Yeah, so there's that.
Welcome to Drive as well.
It's not good.
How you dealing with the delivery drivers? The little mopeds and the electric bikes and that fly past you at 30 while you're driving.
Yeah,
at 20.
I just have to look left and right. Remember that I'm not the only one on the road, so they're not so bad. But the thing is, I also don't have any patience. So if I see 5 cars in front of me, I'm like, oh my gosh, there's traffic. I just want to get to where I'm going. So there was that. And what else? But anyway, so there are a few things. The car's nice and cute and all that, but I think I'm at the stage in my life now where I just want a chauffeur and a snack tray at the back. I don't want to be doing... And then you've got to find somewhere to park. Do you know how long it took me to park this morning?
Yep.
Where ordinarily I would just get out the Uber and come inside. And now I've also got to remember where I parked the car, which is the other thing.
And you also got to look for parking restrictions as well.
Parking restrictions.
All that, it ain't easy.
And all that malarkey. So, guys, listen, if you've done anything for the first time, send us a message here on 07956 548 781. That is also the number to get involved in today's conversations. Sending big shouts out to Celia and Al, who tune in before we do. I hope that you guys are all well. If you've got anything to share with us, we'd love to hear. But we do want to say, although we know it's the second or third week into January, we still want to thank you for your continued support. Without you, there's just no Let's Talk show, and no feedback means we don't know what's happening. But I looked back at some events that we had done last year, some of it in the studio, some of it outside of the studio, and I actually found it quite emotional. I found it quite moving. So I just want to say how much I love my current life. I absolutely love it, and I love it like this. So I keep my light in my window. all-time favourites. Keep your light in your window, guys. Of course, it's a temptation.
This is Chokyo Community Radio. Follow us on Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram at Chokyo Community Radio.
That track used to be my drive to work track. I'd get in my Fiat Comfort, which was my first car, and I would be off with that track. But I'm no longer in a Fiat Comfort. I'm not speeding off at 30 miles an hour. I probably need, is it Morgan Freeman driving Miss Daisy? That's probably what I need. Probably what I need. But anyway, we are in for a wonderful treat, as I've said. Today's show, I am super excited. Now, our next guest I met very recently. In fact, he's our first guest today. I met very recently, but I was just super impressed by the short interaction. So, guys, if you've just joined us, today's show is called Ain't No Mountain High Enough. The quote simply goes like this. Only those who will risk going too far can possibly find out how far one can go. Now, one of my interests of many is young people. And when I see young people doing well for themselves, and when I see them doing young people favors and supporting them and helping people that are younger than themselves to do well, because we have some great role models that don't get the accolades that they deserve. There's all kinds of narratives about our young people. But the narrative that we're sharing today is of Nylem.
Morning.
Good morning. I was just checking. See, I said that slowly because I'm working with his name, Nylem Stewart, and he's here today to talk about the work that he does, both for himself and for young people. So good morning and welcome to the Let's Talk show live.
I'm grateful to be here. Thank you.
Good, wonderful. So tell us a little bit about yourself, because the Chalk radio station is really for the local people. Of course, we go far and wide and it's international, all of that wonderful stuff, but we really love to celebrate people who are local. So tell us about your background and where you're from.
Okay, well, I'm a Brent boy. I'm from Willesden, specifically, I'd say Dollis Hill.
Oh, nice.
Very local. I'd say my journey mostly started as being a sprinter. So I used to run with Track Academy. I started that endeavor about the age of 11. 13.
Okay.
And that was really where I kind of, found myself, belonged in a positive community. I went to St. Gregory's High School.
Okay.
St. Gregory's in Kenton. And since then, I moved on to Stanmore College, where I was there for 2 years, did BTEC Sport, went to St. Mary's University, and then went on to becoming a personal trainer.
Fantastic. Nice. Did you like school?
No, I didn't like school.
Tell me what you didn't like.
I thought school was purposeless for where I wanted to go with my life.
I like that.
I didn't always have the best relationships with all of my teachers. I can't say there was some I had great relationships with, but I didn't have great relationships with all of my teachers. And my school had a lot of problems at the time. If you're from the area and you know the school that I went to, my school has a stigma for that time period anyway. Not anymore now. Now it's doing great.
That's interesting, because school is a place that we, by law, have to send our children. And, of course, our children need to be educated. But I did struggle, I must say, as a parent of two sons. I struggled with the school system, and I struggled with that whole time that they were in school. But I love the fact that you talk about you didn't really like school, but that has not stopped you from doing well. You left, you went on to college. How was college and university different from school, if it was?
Well, the college and school was very similar because I was with people from school at the college. So I went from St. Gregory's in Kenton to Stanmore College. It's basically the same
area.
And at that same period, Stanmore College probably had a similar kind of... Yeah, but when I went to university, that was when the game changed. Basically, because
how so?
Because it's just completely a different social demographic, isn't it? I went from Stanmore College, St. Gregory's School to St. Mary's University in Twickenham. Well, I'm the only. You know where this is going on.
Tell us, take us there.
Where I'm the only black person on campus. It's just I'm meeting completely different people who have a completely different lifestyle, goals, way of speaking. Yeah, that was
Was that a challenge for you?
it was definitely a challenge, but that challenge really developed me. That was probably one of the like kind of flip switch. So now I've got the ability to network and speak to all kinds of people. So I think that was when I really like, because I was living there on campus all 3 years.
Okay.
So that was really like, that was a game changer, definitely, I'd say.
That's good.
But what I wanted to say as well, back to what you were saying, like with school, and obviously we have to send our children to school. So with my business that I'm going to talk about later, One for All movement, I've developed a school intervention program.
Nice.
So what that program does, it delivers workshops, and we use fitness as the main catalyst to get young people involved. But the workshops they teach student things that they wouldn't really learn in school. So things like self-development, growth mindset, goal setting, financial literacy, those things that you would need as an adult that they don't teach in schools. That why most students are like, I don't need to know Pythagoras theorem. I want to come in and kind of bridge that gap.
Brilliant. So before we go into the depths of of your story, I kind of want to arrive there.
Yeah.
So I want you to talk to us about. So you've spoken about school and how you felt about school.
Yeah.
You know, you've lived in Brent. That's the area that you were raised in. Your song choice will tell us a common word that's used as well, and we've had some fun with that song. So tell us though. So you've gone to college.
Yeah.
Pretty similar to school. You've left college. You've gone to university. What did you study at university?
I studied sports science.
Sports science.
Yeah.
Okay. So you've gone to university now. It's in Twickenham. It's a completely different place. You're the only, person on the campus who is of African Caribbean heritage, and you're now learning how to make your way in a different environment.
Yes.
What did you do directly from university?
Directly after university?
Yeah.
So I went straight into working at Fitness First in Clapham, where I worked for them as a fitness consultant. So there, I wasn't actually my own personal trainer there. I was working for them, so I'd be on the reception or maintaining the gym floor and delivering the classes. But my journey being a personal trainer and my whole fitness motion that I've got now really started there, because I was really good at the classes. And I was like, at first, I'm like 21 years old, just come out of uni, this and that, and Clapham's quite a corporate-ish area now. There's different parts of Clapham, so I'm doing fitness classes, doing core glute gains exercises with corporate 50-year-old men and women, and it was like at first I had that imposter syndrome, and then when I was but when I did it, like I did very well because I kind of had my authentic kind of twist to it. So it was good. That's when I definitely started like my fitness career. I
love that. I do want to say to you, and E will probably say the same, about the whole imposter syndrome, and especially when you're a young person and you're talking of working with elders, the imposter syndrome makes you go, oh, maybe I can't do this, or how come I'm here? Is this me? Is that my picture really on there? What are people going to expect of me? Am I doing the right? And we start talking ourselves out of what we are capable of doing. So I think that's great that you recognise it. Made me laugh when you said, people like 50s and all that. I was like, that's us, E. or is it just me? He's not claiming the 50 something. But I can see how that might feel.
Yeah.
But what's great is that the quote today talks about taking risks, right? And you took the risk. It says only those who are going to risk going as far as they can are going to really, make a difference. And I want to say to you that the imposter syndrome will probably revisit you throughout your life.
It's here today.
It's here today.
Yeah.
Here today in this moment.
It's here today in this moment now.
Yeah. So you see, it will just show up. Will just show up like, I'm here today to tell you that you can't do the things. I'm here today to tell you that you're not the person that you think you are. I'm here today to tell you that people see you in a different way.
Yeah.
But you must say to yourself, if not you, then who? And you have to do a lot of work. I've had it before. I'm like, why am I just not working somewhere else? Or maybe if I worked in Sainsbury's, I could just say, do you need a bag or have you got your own bag? And that would feel easy to me.
Yeah.
Someone working in Sainsbury's might think, actually, it's really hard to do that. And it's remembering that you're not the only person that's had that feeling. But each time you do something like the thing that you do today, it's moved you a bit closer to the person that you're on your way to be.
Absolutely.
Because one of the things was that when I mentioned you coming on the show, you were up for it straight away.
Yeah.
Then I sent you a message, and you were still up for it. So whatever you were feeling about coming on today shows that you did it anyway. It's to feel the pain, feel the fear, and do it anyway. So you started work at Fitness First, did you say?
Yeah, Fitness First.
Fitness First, Clapham,
Yeah,
okay.
Fitness First is Clapham, where was my fitness journey started. I say from there, I was made redundant 2020 due to COVID.
Okay.
Just when I had my surgeries, that's a whole radio station in itself.
Oh.
So then I was made redundant, and I went back to the sport of athletics to compete. That was my last season competing in athletics.
What were your areas?
My events was 2 sprint events, so 200, 400, 100 meters as well. My best was 10.8 in 100, 22 flat.
Bolt.
No, it's not that great. I don't think it's that great in my opinion. No, my PB's in the 100.
What would be great for you?
I trained in a professional group, so my like I know what the standard is. Yeah. So because I know the elite, like I know Olympians, so I know that I need to be running 10.1 or 10.0 to just about scrape on the relay team. Which 8 attempts in 100 meters, people don't understand. That's a bus journey away. Like, that's a lot of time, even though it's not even a full second. If people sound quick, but you're only 1 second behind Usain Bolt. It's huge. It's a huge margin, but
that's interesting because everyone measures where they want to be in the way that they measure it.
Yeah.
But the other thing that we must also remember is that it wasn't 20:01. You weren't walking it. Yeah. And yes, you understand that one is a massive difference. Like you said, it's like a whole bus trip, and I get it because I used to do athletics. But if we don't start somewhere, then we start nowhere, right? And so you have got to make that start. And if you didn't make that start, you wouldn't even know how close you were to being where you wanted to be.
Absolutely.
So so well done you, but also well done saying, well, that's good, but I can
knowing that I could have done better. Continue with that. I believe it was 2020. I made a decision of I need to find a job that can go through the COVID period. And I was like, I kind of stumbled across it, being a learning support assistant. So I was applying. I remember I was applying for in secondary schools. I remember I was applying for jobs in Indeed, and I must have had I think I had like 10 or 15 emails. I screenshotted it and I put it on one of my private stories on Snapchat. And it was my god sister Alex, who saw that I was applying for all of those teaching roles, and then she directly linked me with someone from a teaching agency.
Brilliant.
And then from there, I got my foot in the door. I was working at a Jewish school called JCOS in New Barnet, and that was November 2020. And then that's where I started getting experience in education. And then that was like kind of like a start of a new chapter now. So from about 2021, already like I'm a person that likes to progress quite quickly. I was a learning support assistant, and I've kind of looked around and I was like, well, it just makes sense for me to be a PE teacher, isn't it? So then all I did was ask the question to one of the PE teachers, how do you go about being a PE teacher? She was so enthusiastic. I remember Emily Charlama, she was like, oh, I think you'd be great, this and that, you need to speak to Kate, this and that. And then next week I came back, she was like, oh, have you spoke to Kate yet? And I was like, no. And I don't like to, like just how like I met you and I said I'm going to do something, then I did it. I don't like to be those people that don't do what they. So I made sure that I spoke to Kate. And when I spoke to Kate, it was just like, I'm here now. It was like, I'm here now. So then she asked me if I have a degree, this and that. And then I enrolled on the SKIT program at the Compton School in North Finchley.
What is the SKIT program?
SKIT is School-Centered Initial Teacher Training. I believe that's what it is. I might have remixed that, but
a little remix.
So it's so I have my QTS status. So I did that. That was.
Is that qualified
September.
Teacher status?
Yes, qualified teacher status. I did that 2021. I started that in September. That journey, and JCOS in New Barnet was the school of my placement, and the Compton in Finchley, and I graduated from that in 2022 June. That's when I accomplished my teacher status, and I was fully qualified as a teacher. And then, fast forward time now. When was it? 2022. I got in trouble with the law. And that's where, like, I feel like we could do a whole radio station on that, because that's all even part of the journey of 2021, 2022 as well. So
I think what's great is, you know, I think the quote last week was not really about just counting on your successes. It was really counting on when you fall, because there's going to be a time when most of us will fall. It's not so much the fall, it's how you come back from that. And that's why judging people is such a tricky thing to do, because we don't know if we're going to have a day where we just, for some unknown reason, just do something that we never thought we was going to do, and it puts us in a position that we don't want to be in. So thank you for sharing that. But also, for you, when people come onto the Let's Talk show, there's so many occasions when they come back, because so many people have stories to tell. And the importance of storytelling will be that there might be someone else who experienced the challenge that you experienced that put you in that situation. You telling that story may help that person to think differently, to move on from a different spot. What say you, E?
Yeah, I totally agree with that, because one of the questions I was going to ask you is, did you find, was there a lot, apart from COVID, you know, I mean, was there a lot of barriers for you to get through the training and stuff like that, get teacher training and stuff like that?
There was so many barriers. I'm just trying to not just ramble. There was a lot of barriers with me in the teachers training and this and that whole, but grace be to God, I'm quite resilient. I'm stubborn in both ways. I'm stubborn to do maybe sometimes bad things, like wrong decisions I've made, but I'm stubborn to do good things as well.
Of course.
So I was stubborn to kind of prove. I'll tell you. So when I was a learning support assistant, I had good relationship with some of the teachers, and some of them were telling me like the other LSAs and the head of LSA's departments, when they heard that I was doing teacher training, they were like, no way, Nylam's too professional, he's too cool with the kids, he's not going to be able to do like the all curriculum. No, they were saying that, nah, I don't think
Really?
yeah, but to my face, obviously they're not saying that. So I kind of went through that, but that was motivation to me.
Of course.
I like naturally.
Once they say you can't do it,
Yeah.
that just, you know what I mean? Put
So-
some flame to the fire there.
Absolutely. So that's what kind of drove me to finish that. That was one of my greatest life achievements, you know. People wouldn't think that, because I'm not directly using it now. 'Cause I'm not literally working in a school. I'm still using it, but not.
To your bow, innit?
Yeah, definitely string to my bow.
But you know what it is? It's about having transferable skills. Because you can come from one industry and go to another industry, but be able to apply some of the same operations. It's like going from different softwares or different apps on your phone. Some of them have the same thing. You know, they have the three dotted line, you know, dots, and you click the dot, and most of them will be share, save, etc. It's transferable skills, and also it's about the journey, because going to uni, you will know that there were probably some nights when you were wide awake for the whole night because you had a dissertation to finish that you should have started the month before, but you didn't. Or the challenge of just completing an essay, going to uni when you didn't want to go to uni, being in a space that wasn't your familiar space. There's all of those challenges, and all of those things are the things that makes the person. So often someone who has a degree, it isn't so much the subject of the degree, it's just the fact that they've done the degree. Because it takes a certain person to actually get through that degree. Some people don't make it, and it isn't for everybody. But it's about the tenacity that's required. So fantastic. So you had some challenges. You decided you've spoken to Kate, and Kate's like, come on, we can do this. Others are doubting you. But for you, you're saying with your level of stubbornness, this meant that you're definitely going to do it, right?
Yes, and it wasn't just them that was doubting me. A lot of people at my university, I say this with a little smile on my face, know that my lecturer helped me out a lot. My lecturer went above and beyond for me at university. Everyone at my university knows that, all my friends and that know that. And everyone put me doing the degree down to my lecturer giving me that extra support, basically. So, which was true. My lecturer did give me extra support. But because I asked at first, a lot of people don't ask. But God favoured me in that way, and I was given that extra support from my lecturer. So a lot of my friends or people I went to uni with, not just people I went, like friends were like when they were doing their degrees, they were like, what, night? Nah. Surely he only got through this with the lecturer, because I'm not known in school as being an academic. I'm just a sporty guy.
Yeah.
So being a teacher now, doing like it's not directly a master's, but a postgrad course, being a teacher, and that lecturer's not here now. It was like, I just know that people didn't really think I was going to do it.
Nice.
So because I had that kind of extra, and also like proving something to myself, it made me want to do it. Like what you were saying earlier, just it's not about the degree, it's about, you know, getting it done. I believe habits are like muscles. When you train it, you get strong. So like for example, I just got a habit of finishing things. So because I just want to, like, if I start something, I'm here now. I just think I got to finish it. I would not like to go to uni and, you know, get that first year or 2 years, because, you know, you got the debt, right? And then just drop out, and now I've got like that 2 years of that extra debt for nothing. So I didn't actually really want to be at university. I just wanted to be an athlete. But once I was there, I was like, this is it.
I think this story is so important for young people, because there's something about charisma. Someone's character can outshine the things that they do that are unfavourable. So I was always intrigued in the child that didn't fit into the system in the way that everyone else. I was always intrigued. And a lot of that is to do with frustration sometimes, because academics is not for everybody in the same way. Doesn't mean that you're not intelligent, doesn't mean that you're not interested, doesn't mean that you're not brilliant. It's just that you don't probably learn in the same way, in the same sort of environments comfortably as others. And so I think there's something about your character, because you're quite charismatic. And you're brave enough to say, actually, look, I need some help. Or if you see that there's an opportunity for you to connect with a teacher in a way that's going to support you for your degree, it's just kind of sorry for those that didn't see it, right?
That's right.
Absolutely.
Sorry for those that didn't see it. I don't know, somehow your mic is chipping. I'm not really properly hearing, so we're going to have to probably take a break and try and fit. I think you've got a bit of a dodgy lead here. But it's that. As far as I'm concerned, when I was at uni, I wasn't about to be sitting there and not raising my hand when I don't know the answer, because I was amongst very young people. They knew the answers, they could find it, I couldn't. So I would have to raise my hand and say, what does that mean? Where can I find the information? So the fact that you decided there's a route here, that doesn't matter how you done it. You saw the route and you saw the opportunity. And that's a transferable skill that you're using continuously. And which is why you set up your own business. So let's talk about One for All.
Yes.
Let's talk about the name first. One for All. Talk to us about that.
Okay, so the name's called One for All because it's meant to be all-inclusive, so reaching out to all communities. Specifically, I'm targeting disadvantaged communities, but it's one for all, meaning everyone's involved. It's all-inclusive. And One for All also links to the approach. So it's not just fitness, it's health, well-being, and self-development. So it's like one for all. So it's like one movement, one focus, being the best version of yourself in all different ways. So we use things like, obviously, fitness, doing workout sessions, accompanied with workshops, which also help educate you and work on your mind, and with mentoring, hopefully venturing out into therapy as well. So it's that whole approach, and I've got tailored programs literally made for so many different communities, from corporate wellness to disabled communities, autistic communities, elderly, mental health, all of those different kind of communities.
Tell us, what was it that made you decide to set up this organisation?
My life experience. I have a very big, vast life experience. I've been in a lot of different rooms. So, for example, I've got a program for each room that I've basically been in, if that makes sense. I'll explain to you. So when I was at LSA, what I didn't further explain was that I was working with autistic children. So that Jacob School is the only school, I think, in Europe that has a whole section designated with LSAs for the autistic kids. So I was working one-to-one with autistic children, and I did one session with them because they knew that I was training to be a PE teacher, and it was good. So that's how my idea came out from that program. For example, with my disability program that I've got, I was personally training my cousin, and I was seeing who has multiple sclerosis,
Okay.
and I was training her, and she was actually gaining results from the training that we was doing, which was actually helping her with her condition. So I came up with the program for that. With the mental health program, my mum works in the mental health team. I went over there and I've seen how heavily sedated they are and the long-term effects of the drugs that they're using. So I came up with a program for that. I could go on for days with all of the programs that I've created, just due to my life experience.
Do you know that's so wonderful? Because somebody who now in the new age, they would refer to me as neurodiverse. So definitely dyslexia. They probably say I've got attention hyperdeficit because I don't ever sit still at any time. I'm doing about 3 things all at the same time. Pretty impatient much of the time. But there wasn't that space to kind of be that person in school. And I worked in a school in Barnet who had a whole unit for children living with autism. And you're just going to find the most amazing children in all of these different spaces and these different rooms that you have mentioned. There's this wonderful family on Instagram, and it's called the Eden Project. I'd like you to have a look at that. The Eden Project, I mean, I follow it almost every day. There's a family that have 2 children with autism. One is pre-verbal, so not communicating verbally, and the other, I mean, she will just fill your heart. Brilliant, articulate, sensitive, caring. But I think as you're interested in working with children and people who have different needs, I think is the best way to say it. I don't even know if it's special. We say special, but I think we'd say special if it meant wonderful. Because before special had a different connotation. So I love that you are making your your program accessible for all, because definitely it's needed, and so that's brilliant. I'm going to play a track, and then we're going to have a bit more of a conversation with you. But then we're also going to go onto a track that you've chosen, and we're going to talk about that, because we had some fun trying to get hold of that track and get it right and all that kind of stuff. But in the meantime, I'm going to play I Love My Life, because I do.
I'm a girl. Stalker. I love my life. 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 None of we don't know where tomorrow might bring, 'cause the future the hours away. So me I live my life today. Me I live my life today. Yeah. So love me make me talk what I want to talk. Me have enough to say. So me gonna live my life today. Me gonna live my life today. So everybody else just sing it out. Me love my life. Me love my life. Me love my life. So me I live my life today. Me love my life. Me love my life. Me love my life. So me I live my life today. Make a change, don't make nobody stress you. Don't make no blood pressure, make your life left you. Never you hurt a soul unless you have to defend yourself if them try test you. Thank God for my life, yes. Me wake up this morning and alive, yes. Make them go and judge, nobody no perfect, and Father God alone bring brightness. If you don't like how me say, go find the Lord. Me now no time for the work, at times so hard. Them now mad me now gonna psycho ward. Or go join the morgue, enjoy my life for y'all. Few friends when me have were dear to me. Me not trust people, so me choose them carefully. Them are not clean, so them can't come near to me, can't compare to me. None of we don't know where tomorrow might bring, 'cause the future the hours away. So me I live my life today. Me I live my life today. Yeah. So love me make me talk what I want to talk. Me have enough to say. So me gonna live my life today. Me gonna live my life today. So everybody else just sing it out. Me love my life. Me love my life. Me love my life. So me I live my life today. Me love my life. Me love my life. Me love my life. So me I live my life today. Never make nobody get the best of you. Look on the person of the mirror on the dresser too. Tell yourself say you're not gonna make them pressure you, and live life to the fullest that you better do. Just believe me know life not easy. Enough of we never born with gold spoon to feed with. No be greedy, set a pace in a life and achieve it. Me listen to me keenly. Love me L-I-F-E until it left me. Me a go and keep a pray and a pray to Father God say old age catch me. Me a beg your Father bless me, guide and protect me. For every wrong move when me making on the streets correct me. None of we don't know where tomorrow might bring, 'cause the future the hours away. So me I live my life today. Me I live my life today. Yeah, so long me make me talk what I want to talk. Me have enough to say. So me gonna live my life today. Me gonna live my life today. So everybody else just sing it out. Me love my life. Me love my life. Me love my life. So me I live my life today. Me love my life. Me love my life.
Wow, I definitely love my life, but that was DeMarco loving his life there. So, guys, if you've just joined us, it's, of course, the Chalk Hill Community Radio Station and the Let's Talk Show live with the girl Blaze and Big E. What a wonderful show we are having today. Today's show is entitled Ain't No Mountain High Enough. Sounds like a cliche, doesn't it? One of our favourite songs, of course. I didn't even think of that track, but we might. But today's quote goes like this: only those who will risk going too far can possibly find out how far one can go. Our first guest today is Nilem, and he's
Nylem.
Nylem.
Yeah.
Nylem.
Nearly.
Nylem. I might just have to write it in big capitals, Nylem. And he's joined us today. He's talking about his organisation, One for All. He's talking about living in Willesden, going to school and living in Twickenham, the difference between the two. He's also spoken about working in many different rooms, and he's now successfully set up One for All, despite sometimes suffering with the imposter syndrome, of course. But he's here today to break all barriers and to share with everybody that all things are possible if you're prepared to take a risk. So you decided that you've been in a number of rooms, and I always say there's an opportunity in every room.
Yes.
Tell us how you then went about coming up with the name and setting up the business. Talk to us about that.
So this journey started around literally a year ago today.
Oh, wow.
I'd say literally about a year ago today is when I started the plan. No, actually, no. Tell a lie, but I guess I'm going to start with a year ago today because that could be another story in itself.
Okay.
So I got my pen and paper. I started jotting down all the ideas for different programs that I've had.
Mm-hmm.
And then I started speaking to a few people in my network about it. And then I started typing it up, drafting out a proper business plan.
Mm-hmm.
Then I sent that to people that I knew would give me like...
So did you get help with the business plan? Did you have a kind of an idea of how to do one anyway?
I had an idea of how to do one through like uni and stuff. And I watched like podcasts. I read a lot of self-development books and I watch podcasts. That's helped me out a lot.
Yeah.
So I kind of knew, had an idea how to use one. And then, but what I needed help was like the financial breakdown bit for like when I asked for funding and grants and like private investors, things like that. That's where just AI came into that. I just did research.
I tell you, AI, you know.
Yeah, I just used ChatGPT and just done the research. I'm not afraid to say that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. And also, like you said, sometimes people say they don't know how to do things, but
Delegate.
you can delegate it. You can get people to help you, but you can also just look on TikTok or Instagram or YouTube.
You can
Someone's done it somewhere.
That's
and,
the positive of social media.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
So use it well because it's there. And you know, it's interesting because I put a post out the other day and it was, you know, of course it was with the help of AI. And some people were so disturbed by it. They were like, "That's not your face. That's not you." They really were not okay with it. Whereas other people were like, "Yeah, okay, that's cool." People
they'll catch
really,
up.
they weren't okay with it. And I was like, "Listen, you guys, soon you're going to be opening your front door with your eyelid. So you better get used to it. All of the keys and the things that we had before, it is so different."
I believe that, for example, with that, people were mad suspicious when it came to the iPhones when they first came out, right? People were mad suspicious when it came to the internet, right? It's just this human evolution. They're gonna get used to it. It's gonna happen, and people are just gonna get used to it. So
Right, so we had a conversation,
Yes.
an in-depth conversation, and a really interesting one about your song choice.
yeah,
Now, your first song choice you'd sent me is called North Wheezy Baby, right?
yes,
And as always, I say to people, please send me a song that's radio ready. Most people don't actually really know what that means, but what it really means, and maybe I need to write some more about it, is one that I can comfortably play on the radio that doesn't have no swearing, derogatory language, the N-word, all of that kind of stuff.
Cool.
But the struggle was that I thought it was a very appropriate song choice, and I thought outside of those other bits, it was a really good song. Anyway, we toyed with trying to find a clean version, and we couldn't. I think the following day, and I have to tell this story, the following day or 2 days later, one of my friends was having a conversation with me, and she happened to use the term North Wheezy. People use that all the time. No one ever really says anything. And then she says, do you know that it was my son that coined that phrase, North Wheezy? And I was like, really? Never really thought about it. And she goes, yeah, he's done a track and da-da-da-da. And she sends over the very same track that you sent 24 hours prior.
That's God.
And I was like, God, you're good though. So still it was one that wasn't quite ready. So I had this exchange with her about, the same. And Joe, if you're listening in, thank you for the journey that we went on to get the right track, because I actually really wanted to play it. And so then through conversation, there was some more information about, the North Wheezy and how that all came together. And then a couple of days later, she sent the clean version. So I'm hoping now that with all of that, we can play the clean version. It is via YouTube, so I'm hoping there's not going to be no adverts or anything like that. And if we can get that to play today, let's see what happens. The other thing, guys, is that I'm starting a GoFundMe page. I think I need a new laptop. So any donations, my laptop's taken on a life of its own. But whilst we're trying to get that track together, tell us what it was about this track and why you chose it as your track.
So this is Chalk Hill Community Radio Station, which is in the borough of Brent. We're in Northwest right now. Yeah. So I thought that track kind of represents Northwest. It's called North Wheezy Baby. It's got like a positive spin of what they talk about, like how this area is like unique. Anyone who knows me, they know I'm pro Northwest. I really don't like when people say, "Oh, you're from North." No, I'm not. I'm from Northwest.
Someone did a video about that. I wonder if it was you.
Yeah, that wasn't me. I know you probably saw it on social.
Yeah, he's like, no. North is Tottenham.
Yes.
Northwest is NW10.
Yes.
People from Tottenham are not from Northwest London.
Not at all. We're
and
different.
West London is not even Northwest. There's this whole thing about the
I would rather us. I would say we are like the north of West London, we're more west than north. Than the north of west. Yeah. We're more does that make sense? Yeah, I'm sorry, man.
So guys, are you from North? Are you from North Wheezy? Are you from West? Are you from North of North Wheezy? Send us a message here on 07956 548 781. Well, let's see if we can get this track going. Okay, here we go.
Trying to get this paper in style. She love my style, that is a fact. And she asks me where I'm from on the map. North Wheezy, baby. North Wheezy, baby. I'm from North Wheezy, baby. North Wheezy, baby. I'm from North Wheezy, baby. Straight NW. From a place where your granny's prayers will cover you. Not North or West. Got pride so up in my chest. Y'all hear me now. Quit my chest high. Yes, I rose from concrete and know the stress I. But where I'm from is Northwest I. Remember coming up and now I left my. Everything I did was just a test and I did. Raise my sons away from all the hard to see, cause shit was hard to see. I see my brothers still disregarding their own lives. See the words, I'm walking free with my own eyes. Seeing husbands still disrespecting their own wives. Nothing ain't changing, nothing ain't changing. Still disregarding their own lives. See the words, I'm walking free with my own eyes. Seeing husbands still disrespecting their own wives. Nothing ain't changing, nothing ain't changing. North Wheezy, baby. North Wheezy, baby. I'm from North Wheezy, baby. North Wheezy, baby. I'm from North Wheezy, baby. Straight NW. From a place where your granny's prayers will cover you. Not North or West. Got pride so up with that chest. Y'all hear me now. Back in the ends like I never left. Catch me in packs like I'm wavy hair and Juliet. Flashback to Tavistock when I was running through the sets. I never really had a lot, but trust
committing real sins. Give credit where it's due because I know a lot of real kings. I used to sing for the fun, cause we were taking over. And now I'm older and I'm colder than the freezing snow. And when I talk with my sons about no Weezy, baby, they love the history, they really wanna see me blow. I used to sing for the fun, cause we were taking over. And now I'm older and I'm colder than the freezing snow. And when I talk with my sons about no Weezy, baby, they love the history, they really wanna see me blow.
North Wheezy, baby.
North Weezy, baby.
I'm from North
Weezy, baby. North Weezy, baby. I'm from North Weezy, baby.
Straight NW. On my place where your granny's prayers are coming. No forest, no
Right to walk with a chest, you hear me now.
yeah, I love my own town. I feel zoo pop every time it goes down.
Yeah, I love my hometown.
I feel zoo pop every time it goes down.
Me love my place now. Can't slip it at the tire lace now. Same I've gone on the waist now. Kick down on the back, police chase now.
So, guys, that was North Wheezy. That's a remix, though. But actually, it's a really good track, and I really liked that track. So, we're now going to just kind of wrap up, really, with kind of like how people can get hold of you. What's your links? How can people get hold of you? And what last things you want people to know about your wonderful organisation?
Okay, so you can get hold of us on www.oneforall.co.uk. The contacts is also on there, and also email at info1forall.co.uk. When you spell the 4, it's FOUR, so 1 FOUR all.co.uk. And also we are on Instagram at O4A Movement. You'll see me on there as well. And also my personal training handle is at N_PT training. So all live on there.
Wonderful.
And just to summarize the organization, it's just a holistic approach to wellness that uses fitness first to promote self-development for disadvantaged communities. And that's it in a nutshell. And I believe that it's going to do some good, impactful things this year.
I think you have done some impactful things already.
Thank you.
I love your story. I'm super proud of your journey. And, you can check Chalk Hill at any time. You had quite a big event the other day. I saw you doing something with loads of people. Tell us about that.
Yes, I was at a fitness event in Milton Keynes, FS and CG in Milton Keynes. Shout out to those guys. It was a fitness event, community driven
It looks
as well.
busy.
It was busy. All the way in Milton Keynes, community driven. They had a guy there with cerebral palsy who's doing weighted dips and really help himself with his condition. It was just a great community of people there. Like those people, they welcomed me. One of my friends that I met 2022, he knew the founder, and he kind of linked me up with that event. And it was one of my goals this year to get out into the fitness scene, go to those events instead of me just training myself in the gym, and build a network of people that can also help me with my mission and my movement.
So there are a couple of people that I'd like to link you with. We do lots of work with Nines Health and Fitness Club, and it would be great for you to collaborate. We do lots of health events, which is, I think I met you at your mum's event because I host loads of events. But it would be great for us to see you at one of those events. I'm just going to see if E has any final words. We're getting up close and personal in the studio today because we're sharing a mic. So E, any final words from you?
Am I not on this mic? Can you still hear me?
No.
No? Okay.
Oh, hold on, try again one more time.
So is my mic not working?
No.
Is that, it's not good?
No.
Okay, well, it's the Let's Talk show where anything can happen, and it usually does. And that is a Let's Talk show, anything happen moment. No, I just like to say that, I always respect young people who are doing great things. And when it comes to health and fitness as well, I'm sort of well into the health and fitness stuff. I don't do as much as I used to,
Okay.
but it's good to see you guys, you're up and coming and doing your thing. And
Thank you.
hopefully 2026, it's all about getting bigger. And we, as Blaze said, we do a couple of things, and we are in touch with a few people that do health and fitness stuff.
Yeah.
I do a little boxercise class myself. I'd love to introduce you to that. It's all cardio, and you know what I mean? It's good fun.
Thank you, man.
Amazing. So, guys, message us here on 07956 548 781 if you'd like to connect with Nylam. He's going to be in the studio with us for the rest of the show. But in the meantime, really what he's saying is there is no time to linger. You just got to do it. You just got to get on with it. We're going to play this next track, and we'll be right back with our second guest for the day. So get ready, guys. Get your mountain bikes out to do some mountain riding. But if you want to climb a mountain, get your shoes ready, get your rucksack, and let's get going.
One, two, 1, 2. Yeah? Okay.
Radio is more than sound waves, it's storytelling, connection, and a platform for change. The Codger Baden and Chalk Hill Community Radio Research Project is putting lived experiences on air. We're amplifying voices, uncovering truths, and ensuring research speaks to the realities of African and Caribbean communities. Be part of the conversation. Codger Baden and Chalk Hill Community Radio, where research meets real life. Contact Blades on 07956 548
The C Word Project. It's more than just cancer. It's community care courage. And it's time for a conversation that reflects us. The C Word Project is here for you. A culturally rooted support network for African Caribbean individuals facing cancer, because our stories, our voices, and our resilience deserves a space to be heard. Join the conversation. The C Word Project is where community heals. Contact Blaze on 07956 548 781.
So, what a wonderful first half of the show. Guys, if you want to get involved in today's show, it's simply 07956 548 781. I'm now really excited to introduce our second guest. Now, when I last saw him, we were at an awards event. That's a whole different story, but he was receiving an award. But someone else had mentioned that he'd been doing some really wonderful things. Now, at this event, when I heard just a tad bit about it, I thought, I need to connect with him, and I need to get him on the show. But the event ended in such a way that I wasn't able to do that. But I'm happy to say watching Columbo on a Sunday is great because it helps me to navigate, be the detective, and find people I want to have in the studio. So in the studio today, I have got Major Riley. Now, I'm going to check. I don't know if he wants to be known as Major Riley, if he just wants to be known as Riley, but you are very welcome. Good afternoon and welcome to the Let's Talk Show Live. How you doing?
Good afternoon. Thanks for the invitation.
You're welcome. So how do you want me to refer to you? Major Riley, Riley, Major?
Riley's good.
Riley's good. We're going to talk about, actually, Major Riley and what that's all about. Okay, so, because it's interesting to find out the story. Names are really interesting, and it's important to find out the story behind people's names. And people say all kind of weird things to me. Like when I say my name's Blaze, I go like, what's your proper name? That's my name. But anyway, names we'll do a bit later. So welcome. Thank you for coming and joining us in the studio. Now, before we go to the depths and heights of the thing that really made me feel like I needed to have a conversation with you, let's talk a little bit about your background. Where are you from? What's your cultural heritage? What area are you from? Are you North? Are you Wheezy? Are you Northwest? Are you West and South? Where are you from?
Wembley, I'm born and bred.
Wembley. So is that Middlesex?
Yeah.
So you're not a North, not a Wheezy. You're not a
HA9.
HA9. Yeah, I used to live in HA9, and it wasn't until I moved and my car insurance went up. I was like, what? So yeah, HA9, that the insurance is cheaper out there. But tell us a little bit about your background. Where did you go to school, and what was school like for you?
Copeland High School.
Okay.
Yeah, but now it's changed its name.
Is it an ARC or something?
Yeah, something like that.
So it's an ARC, but really Brent is somewhere that you're familiar with. It's Brent is your area, so you're in a local space. So Riley, what was school like for you? I know it feels like we're going all the way back, but I'm talking about the character of the individuals that we have on the show today.
Listen, I left school in 1984, so that's like years ago.
You're like, Riley's like, can I even remember? Yeah, do you know what?
A long time ago.
I did as well, but I know that my favourite dessert was like apple crumble custard or jam tart and custard spotted dick. I remember school really well. Do you have any fond memories of school or school desserts or anything like that?
I used to really hate school food.
Oh really?
Yeah, didn't like it.
Never had it, man.
Chocolate custard, chocolate cake, chocolate
never
pudding.
had it. Never had it. I prefer to go to the ice cream and get a bag of crisps.
I'll say the only thing that I did like was probably jam tarts.
Oh yeah, that'll do.
That was it. There's nothing else.
So aside of desserts, were you kind of a sporty person at school?
No, you see, when I was young, I was one of those kids that was always sick. I was like one of those sickly kids that could not really do PE.
Okay.
Yeah. When I was young, I was sick.
You have a notes for excuse for PE.
Yeah. But I used to do like the odd things, but like to be active.
So health was a challenge.
Yeah.
Health was a challenge.
Yeah, asthma. I had asthma really, really bad when I was young.
Oh.
Yeah.
And is that less so now?
Oh yeah. Much less now.
Yeah, because often you can kind of grow out of it for some people, or it's less than.
Yeah.
But when I met you, you were given an award for martial arts.
Yeah.
Talk to us about that. How you got involved in that?
All right. My teacher, senior grandmaster Ewan.
Yeah.
Right. We was on a trip to Amsterdam. Carnival.
Yeah.
And from the start, he just kept on going on and on come to taekwondo, come to taekwondo throughout the whole trip.
Yeah.
So as soon as I got back now, I went, and I think that's like 15 years.
Wow.
So now I'm a 4th dan black belt.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's interesting because actually what you were saying was in the beginning as a child, you were someone who didn't really get involved in much sport.
That's right.
As you got older, when you left school, did you then start doing sport, or was you in just saying to you randomly, come and do taekwondo?
Yeah, he just said it to me randomly.
Oh.
Yeah.
So when he said that, what was your initial thoughts?
No, because I always wanted to actually learn martial arts.
Oh.
I always wanted to learn the martial arts. So
Okay.
so when he said it to come, but I thought he lived in South London.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking I can't leave from here to go all the way down there to do it. But then he said that he's got a class in Norfolk,
Oh, okay.
just up the road,
And so you were there.
and I was there. Yeah.
So talk to us about, you get there. How was your first couple of training sessions, as it were?
Because of my age, because like in the class there is a lot of kids.
Yeah.
So like to actually keep up with kids, you have to be fit.
Yeah.
So like he gradually let me in until now I can kind of keep up with them. Yeah.
But that in itself is something, isn't it? You go into these classes and these children can put themselves in a W, and for me, even now I can't touch my toes.
Any sport, they'll be running around.
Yeah.
Same thing. You said they'll be running around.
Yeah, he's sporty, but well, I shouldn't say that I'm not. I was very sporty many years ago. I did sport all the time. You name it, I did it. Athletics, hockey, you name it, I did it. Football, everything. But then there's been a time when physical challenges have meant that I can't do that. So now it's like trying to keep up with my peers, let alone what you were doing, trying to keep up with children. That's just a no-go.
Yeah, it's hard. It's very hard.
I have a 6-year-old fanatic Arsenal supporter whose time with Nana is spent in the garden playing football like for hours, and I'm just like, no, we need to go and do some crossword puzzles or something, because this up and down in the garden's a lot now for your Nana. So that's great. So you're competing against young people. You've taken your time, and you've managed to get. So what did you think about it? Because you can have an idea like, I really want to do this, and then when you do it, you're like, nah, this is not what I thought it was, or oh, it's more than I thought. What were your first thoughts?
Right. I'd say for the first year and a half, I was just going there and just doing the usual routine. But it was one day that I got taught how to do a side kick. And I said, oh, that kicks to me looks very interesting. So
Side kick,
I went back home, I learned it, and then I got it to an art. I could do it really, really, really good. And from then I started to learn more about what the sport actually is. Yeah.
And are you a competitive person outside of sports anyway? Like, are you?
No, not really.
No.
No, not really.
Okay.
Not really.
So you are 4th Dan, did you say?
Yeah, 4th
Talk to us about that. What that means for people that don't know.
All right. When you start, you're a no belt. You haven't got a belt at all.
Yeah.
And they say
That's a good. You're a no belt.
and they say the black belt
Yeah.
is a no belt, which never ever gave up.
Oh, okay.
So they just went.
That's interesting.
Yeah, they went through the modes. Yeah. So you from no belt you go to a white belt, yellow, green, blue, red, and then you get to a black belt. First Dan. Yeah.
So you're a black belt, 4th Dan, did you say?
Yeah.
So you've got the black belt. How does the Dan grading work?
You're a first Dan, then you train for a year, then you get to second Dan, then you train for 2 years, then you get to third Dan, then you train for 3 years, and then you get to a 4th Dan. But when you're a 4th Dan, you're actually called a master.
Okay.
Oh, so it's Master Riley,
Yeah.
not even Major Riley. Master Riley, Master Riley. That's brilliant. So sorry. So how often would you be going to these classes?
Twice a week.
Twice a week.
Yeah, but like we actually tell the kids that you need to train virtually every day.
Outside.
At the class for a hour, you actually need more. You need more than that. Yeah. So like we virtually give the kids homework, so that they can practice their techniques and stuff.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
So you go regularly, and so now you train the children.
No, yeah, teach.
Yeah, you teach the children.
I teach now.
Look at that. Yeah. Master Riley. You know. I think you need to change You need to change it.
Remind me of
Tell us
some of
about
the
Major though.
movies.
Oh, Major Ali. When I was young, probably 15, no, it's, yeah, 15, 16.
Yeah.
My mum used to look after kids.
Mhm.
So I used to come home after school and help my mum get the kids prep for when their parents come.
Yeah.
And my friends used to see me with all of these kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I can't remember if there was a show back in the day called Old Mother Riley.
Yeah. it was, yeah.
So like when they saw me, it changed it to Major Riley.
Oh, do you know? I thought do you DJ as well.
Yeah.
Because I thought it might have been something to do with that. I would
No.
never have guessed.
Yeah, that is how I actually got the name. One of my friends started
Yeah.
to call me Major Riley, and then after that came the DJ.
The DJing.
Stuff. Yeah.
I love that. And do you still DJ?
Off and on.
On
Like
and
it's,
off,
yeah,
yeah.
it's mostly for family events
Okay.
and stuff like that.
Cool.
And friends.
So, Riley, you've gone to school. You weren't very well in terms of your health and get involved in sports, but you went on to a trip in Amsterdam, as you do,
Yeah.
and
Rotterdam Carnival.
Brilliant. And then, because you like a bit of carnival, don't you?
Yeah.
Talk to us. I'm switching now. Talk to us about carnival. I've seen a few carnival skits with you. Talk to us about why you love carnival, why carnival's important to you.
I wouldn't say it's important. I just love the rave and the atmosphere and the build up. I'd say one of the best ones I've been to was probably Trinidad.
Oh.
Respect you
Yeah.
all day long, man.
Well, I don't know what's happening with.
2018, man.
I don't know what's happening with E, but we've got the gremlins, and so I'm going to hand E my mic so he can. Your mic's not. Your mic check one's not happening. I don't know, but we're going to just let you have a chat with this and have some conversation with Riley about carnival and Trinidad, because I know that's something important to you.
No. I was just saying because as he said Trinidad, because I went to Trinidad Carnival 2018.
Okay.
And we went to literally all the fetes, and everything was all inclusive.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? And for me, once I finished the fete, I could have just come back.
Oh.
But we actually did play with Lost Tribe that year.
Okay.
So So when he's talking about carnival, I know what he's talking about. You know what I mean? And plus over here as well, I'm part of Mascan. You know
And for me, the best part of carnival is probably Juve.
Okay, so you're a jab man.
Yeah, man. No, I'm not a jab, but I just like that.
Just like Juve.
Yeah, man.
I tell you, I introduced a few people to Juve,
Yeah.
and they still go now.
Okay.
Yeah, including Blaze was one of them. And I'm talking like this is what 10 years ago. Yeah, and they still go Juve. I haven't had someone last year ring me up and say, "Listen, I'm going Juve with a few people. You need to come because you introduced me to Juve." I'm like, "Nah, I've got to go to a band later on. I can't get to make that. It's too early." But I get the carnival vibes, definitely.
Carnival vibes is good.
Okay, good bit of carnival. That's great. So, Riley, at the awards event, I heard that you'd been climbing mountains, like literally. I understand that you've climbed Mount Kilimanjaro.
Yeah.
You then went on just last year to climb Mount Everest.
Yeah.
Take us on the journey. Take us on the journey.
The mountains between us, yeah.
Yeah. How did this start? So we know how you started with Taekwondo.
Yeah.
How did the mountain climbing journey start?
All right. Me and a group of friends went on safari to Kenya. But where we was is virtually on the border with Tanzania. And from where we was, our guide said, "Look, Kilimanjaro. There was this massive mountain." So I know when you just look at something and they go, "Okay." Came back home. One morning I was watching GM TV.
Yeah.
And there was one of the TV hosts said he did a tour up to Kilimanjaro because I just thought that it was just a large mountain. I didn't know that you could walk up there. Yeah. So he said that he did tours. So I went on the internet and I looked and said, okay, it's possible. But at the time, because I've never done nothing like that before in my life, I went round and I asked friend after friend after friend. And everyone looked at me like I was crazy. And they said, black people don't do stuff like that.
Because that's what I said to Riley. You know that statement? I said, black people don't climb mountains. Because there is that stereotype. And there is that story that when you hear that something's happened to someone on a mountain, we often don't even look to see if it might be anybody that we know. Because really, in our minds, we're like, nah. When people are at mountains, it's not us. But it is because it is you. So when you were talking to your friends, were you saying to them, would they want to do it with you?
Yeah. And every one of them
Said no.
nope, just plain blank no. So I thought, okay. But then a friend of mine, one of my friends from back in the day, she said, she actually said to me, if you sit there and you wait for friends
Yeah.
Yeah.
to come with you
Yeah.
to do stuff,
won't do it.
you will end up going nowhere.
Good talk. Good talk.
Yeah, she said to me a long time ago. So I said, you know what? I'm gonna do this on my own.
So when you were like Googling, you'd seen the GMTV
Yeah.
personality, and he's climbed it. You thought, actually, I've seen the mountain, so now I'd like to climb it. You've asked your friends; they've said no.
Yeah.
Did you then go back? Because there must be some rules, I guess, around climbing a mountain. I think.
Have to be fit.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
how?
you
Yeah.
have
So
to
what
be
was the
fit.
next step? So you've seen it. You know you want to do it
Yeah,
now. Your friends giving you some great advice. You can't wait for people. What was your next thing? How did you get ready?
I actually first thing I did was looked at the people who actually went up the mountain, but for some reason they actually could not get to the top. Like,
Is that because of fitness? Or?
yeah, fitness and
Yeah.
health and
Yeah.
altitude as well.
Right.
Yeah,
Yes.
because some people, once you climb over 4,000 meters high,
Yeah.
your lungs, it affects your lungs.
Because I was thinking that because you were saying that you were somebody that suffered from
Yeah,
asthma
yeah,
anyway.
Yeah.
And I did want to have a conversation with you about what that was like, because I literally went to Grenada and there were some parts in Grenada I was like, oh, I don't feel like I can
It's
breathe
high, yeah.
so well. In fact, I think it was quite mountainous, and that affected me. So I would be with your friends saying, no, I'm not climbing the mountain, because climbing stairs for me is a challenge. And so there must be some preparation. So you see now that some of the people that have attempted haven't quite made it. How has that made you feel?
Right. Again, went on the net and I saw couple old people
Yeah.
that looked old. So I said to myself, listen, if they can do it,
Then I can.
yeah. It was as simple as that. If they can do it, I can do it. So like virtually, I used to get up at probably 4 a.m., put on my rucksack, and probably walk for like 5 miles, just to get used to it. Just
Was your rucksack weighted, or you
Yeah,
just
yeah.
Just waiting it.
Yeah.
Because I remember the first time I saw you, which was around pandemic time,
Yeah.
up
yeah,
at
yeah.
that park, you were actually training.
Mhm.
Yeah,
training.
because we were actually up there roller skating at the
Yeah, I
time.
remember.
Yeah. And that's where I first met Riley, back in them times. And then that's when Sassy said to me, oh yeah, you're actually going to go and climb Everest. I was like, you know what?
Kilimanjaro.
Yeah, sorry, it was Kilimanjaro at the
Kilimanjaro,
time, yeah. I was like, you know what, respect you, man. You know what I mean? Do your thing.
Amazing. So you've got your weighted rucksack, and you're walking about 5 miles, did you say?
Oh, yeah.
And were you doing that every morning?
No, not every morning. Mostly at weekends.
Okay.
But plus, I was doing martial arts, so that made me fit.
So those people that had said no to you, had you now told them, or had you started telling people that you were training for and you were going to do it?
Yeah. They just used to look at me. Okay. That was that.
Let's bring you a little bit closer to the mic so we don't lose you. And also, did you set a date? Did you set a date in mind and say, this is when I'm going to do it, and I need to be mountain ready?
Yeah, because you actually need to actually go with a tour group.
Sure.
So I paid the cash, set a date, and that's a date that I was going to go. But then,
What was the timeline from the time you decided to the date you were actually going?
I mean, probably 3 months.
Okay.
Yeah. But then COVID came.
Yeah, COVID hit.
Oh.
And everything got shut down. But I knew a guy that could actually get me papers to actually leave England.
Oh, you knew a guy that knew a guy.
Yeah.
So it's not what you know,
Yeah,
and it's not even who you know. It's who knows you. You got to kind of get in there double
Yeah,
whammy.
yeah.
So you got a guy to get you sorted,
Yes.
and so you were still able to go in that same time scale.
Yeah, I think they actually cancelled probably 2 flights because the actual planes weren't full. But then I got a flight, and I actually went out there, and the actual plane was virtually empty because
Wow.
nobody was allowed out.
Yeah.
No one was allowed out. So yeah, I was one of those lucky ones.
That is real major, isn't it? You really are major. So tell us now. So you've got the date. COVID hits, but someone sorts you out. The day that you're leaving, talk to us about your cases packed or whatever, your rucksack. Talk to us about that day. What was that like?
Right. The only fear that I had is that I would actually get to Heathrow.
Yeah.
They would look at the paper and ask me, "Where did you get this from?"
That is brilliant. So your fear wasn't the mountain climbing.
Yeah.
That's amazing. I thought he was going to say get halfway up and can't make it.
Nah.
Okay, so you get there. You're worried about Heathrow, but you get through, right?
Yeah, got through.
That must be some kind of film. You can see it, isn't it? You get through. You're on the plane.
Yeah, plane was empty.
Empty.
Yeah, but like landed where we landed to where the actual Kilimanjaro was. I had to get on this coach. It was a 9-hour coach ride.
Wow.
And you're doing all this on your own.
Yeah, all on my own. And the coach ride, there was people on the coach because like there's two types of coaches: local and tourists. I kind of made a mistake of getting on the one with the local. So like there was like sheep on the coach, the chickens, fruit, veg, whatever.
On the coach.
On the
They
coach.
become the coach of the whole market.
Yeah.
Oh, bless you. You're properly cultured then.
Yeah. And
So when did you realise you was on the wrong?
you're on the wrong coach.
Was it the sheep? What was it you noticed? Okay, so I think that's great. That's probably even better than getting on the coach that you should have been on, right?
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
you're really doing this thing now. Okay, so you arrive and it's time now. But do you have some days to train further now you're in the area?
That is what I thought. So as soon as I got off the coach, the tour guys met the tour guys. Went to my hotel, unpacked the stuff. They made sure like the gear, like I've got the boots, the poles, the thick coat, everything. And I said, yeah, fine. And the next day, they must have come for me around 8 o'clock in the morning.
Did you know it was going to be the next day? They say to you the next day is the day of the climb.
Yeah.
But you thought you had some more days.
Yeah, I thought like I'd have a couple of days to pull on sightseeing. Yeah. It was like, yeah, come.
Wow.
Yeah, we got in the van and the group. I actually met the group, like the head guide. English. He spoke English really, really good, and cook, and others that was carrying the bags and stuff.
Wow. So you've got there.
Yeah.
And do you start as soon as you arrive? What happens when you get to the bottom of the mountain? What happens?
You start to walk.
As soon as you get there.
Yeah. You just start to walk. But like being down right at the base of the mountain, it was like warm.
Yeah.
It was quite hot. I remember we was walking through the woods and I saw monkeys. They were showing me monkeys, birds, and all that kind of stuff. So like the first 2 days wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
But you see, after that now, that's when the challenge kind of really kicked in because the air got thin and the temperature it started to drop.
Wow. So the first couple of days,
yeah,
you're kind of on ground level-ish.
Yeah.
It's relatively warm.
Yeah.
So what when you say 2 days, where are you stopping to sleep? Are you just finding is there a
tents?
Okay, so you have to pitch a tent each time.
You were not me. The actual people who I was with was doing it. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
They pitched up the tent, like because they are so good. They'd carry a tent on their heads and they'd just walk up the mountain.
Tent on their heads, you know?
And a spot, they'd just find a spot and pitch up the tent. So by the time that me and the guide got there, it was all set.
Oh, so they were ahead of you?
Yeah, listen, they're fit. They're fit.
And how many of you were on this?
I think there was 6 of them and me.
Oh.
Because it's the middle of COVID, so like there's virtually no one on the mountain.
And had any of those people on that particular trip, had any of them climbed any mountain or climbed before, do you know?
Who?
The people that were with you, the other 6 people, is this their first experience?
The actual 6 people were the people that was carrying the
Oh,
stuff.
the locals?
Yeah, it's their job.
So you're the only person then?
Yeah, I'm the only person.
Wait, hold on.
That's
So
really
you're saying you literally climbed Kilimanjaro, on your Jones with all
on my own.
Listen, that is an experience.
On my own.
That is seriously. You come like Tarzan, bro. You know, seriously, that is an experience. Respect, yeah. It's a lot more out there than we thought it was. Yeah, gotta give you that.
Yeah, it was just me one.
Yeah. Wow.
I didn't know that that's what you were going to say. I thought it was a group.
No, the actual group was the people, like the cook, the tour
Yeah, the
guide,
people carrying the stuff.
and the carrying stuff,
The
and
carriers.
me.
And him.
That's it.
Yeah.
So you had your personal cook,
Yeah,
people carrying your house. It's pretty special.
yeah.
But that's really,
That's amazing.
that's
amazing.
it is, isn't it?
That is.
Because really, the level of admiration is that, you know, if you'd done it with like even one other person,
Yeah.
you can say, both say, oh, this is hard, and you can have that kind of shared experience. But you done this at ratings.
On your Jones.
Because like a group, like when you're in a group, you've got people, like if you're feeling down one day,
Yeah.
they can kind of
Yeah,
build you up.
Yeah.
But when you're on your own, you
You just gotta dig deep.
just have to dig deep.
Jack Jones.
Yeah.
You see, when they called you Major, you know, you never really know. You thought it was to do with preparing the children, but that was your name going before you, because that is really something inspirational and great on you. Because the fact that people were saying no to you, they're saying black people don't climb mountain, we ain't come with you.
Yeah.
You still went, and then on top of it, you went on your own, really.
Yeah.
So talk to us then about those days. Did you know you were going to be the only one, or did you only know that on the day?
I think, like from the plane, from when I got on the plane, and the plane was empty.
Was it just you on there as well? Just you?
Charles.
Was it just you charted the whole plane?
There were a few people, there were scattered people. I said, okay, COVID is in force. But like, I got to Tanzania because like over here, mask, everyone's wearing masks. When you get to Tanzania, not one single person was wearing a mask. I thought, okay. But like when I was with the group, and they actually told me on the first day that it's only me.
So what was driving you to just continue? I know you said you see the old people, but there must be something that was driving you to. What's happening today? All my headphones are gone. All kinds of things. Is my mic still on? What was driving you? Failure.
I said I can't fail. Simple as that.
I love that. So I'm not sure what's happening here. Don't know if I can still be here, but something's chipped out here. Listen, I'm going to go to a break. I'm going to drop a track to check out the technicals. I think you're amazing, and I'm going to play Destiny, because you were really on your way somewhere. So let's do that.
Walk it at daylight. Restraining
one of my favourites is, of course, the amazing Buju Banton. We are talking about the destiny. What a journey. Not major now, that has a whole new meaning. Major. Proper Major Riley, you know. So, guys, if you've just joined us, it is, of course, the Chalk Hill Community Radio Station. It's your girl, Blaze, and Big E on the Let's Talk Show Live. My special guest today. I'm definitely, he said I should just call him Riley, but I'm calling him Major Riley because there's just no way. The level, the level of ratings has just gone up heaps. It's gone up heaps. Our quote today really is, only those who will risk going too far can possibly find out how far one can go. The show is entitled Ain't No Mountain High Enough, and in this case it clearly isn't. Our special guest today, like I said, Major Riley, is talking to us about his journey and how he decided, even though he was a young person who suffered with asthma at school and wasn't really very that sporty, decided that he would decide to climb a mountain. And he first climbed Kilimanjaro. So just let's bring us to the top of that mountain. Pardon the pun. Take us to the top of that mountain. Tell us how the rest of the journey went. So first couple of days, you're saying it was pretty warm. The weather wasn't so bad. As you got up, the air quality changed.
Yeah, the actual air got thinner, and like the sun, as soon as the sun sets,
come a bit closer.
As soon as the sun actually sets, the actual temperature drops.
Wow.
And your tent, right, you are actually in a tent, so it's cold. It's really, really cold. Like, I used to go to bed probably around 8 o'clock, and I used to pray that I slept throughout the whole night. Because there was a couple of days that I must have got up around probably 1 o'clock in the morning, and the cold.
Did you wake up because it was that cold, or was it that you were awake and you couldn't go back to sleep?
Yeah.
Because it was that cold?
Yeah. And I think there was probably 2 days where I actually wanted to actually tell the guide, I had enough of this. It was that cold.
What day was that? What date? Like 1, 2, 3. Which day was that?
That was like virtually almost at the top. Almost at the top. And there was one day which is kind of a joke still. I must have.
Let's bring you back to the mic.
Yeah, I must have woke up probably 1 and toilet. I actually wanted to actually go to a wee. So like the toilet where the tent was pitched, the toilet was kind of far. So went to the toilet, which was just a hole.
Yeah.
Did my business, came back out. It's pitch black. Couldn't find tent. Could not find the tent. Couldn't find my way back at all. And this time now, I am getting nervous now.
So how would you communicate with the? How would you communicate with the others? You had no way of communicating with them.
They was like in the tent, probably fast asleep. So I got up and I went to the toilet. Came back out of the toilet. When I mean the mountain is pitch black.
Yeah, there's nothing there.
Oh my gosh.
Nothing. So I'm just wandering around this mountain. Could have dropped over the edge. Could have been happening like that, but like tripped. I must have tripped over some rocks, and I started to roll. I'm rolling down this mountain now. This time I'm scared at my wits, but I eventually like stopped myself.
Stay with the mic. Stay with the mic.
Yeah, got up. I got up, scared now. Looked around and I saw like a light way in the distance. So I just started to walk towards the light, and thank God it was the tent.
It was a tent.
It was the tent.
But at that moment, you must have been saying, "What on earth told me that this was a good idea?" And now here I am rolling down some mountain, Kilburn Times, or back then it might have been Muslim Brent Chronicle.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
I was scared, and like the next morning, I actually told the actual guide what the actual experience I went through, and he was angry. He started to actually shout at me, because if anything had happened to me, he would have been in trouble.
Yeah.
So he just said to me, "If you want to go anywhere in the middle of the night, call one of us."
There could have been bears and all kinds. No, I don't know, but yeah, I guess that's a lesson, isn't it?
Yeah, it was a lesson.
But you know, there's this thing, right, about there's a story, and it's in a book called Think and Grow Rich, I think it was, and it talks about somebody wanting to achieve something, somebody wanting to be rich, and the person was at the top of this mountain, and he went up to the wise man. He said, wise man, how do I become rich? And the wise man took him down the mountain, took him to a river, and immersed his head under the water So the guy comes up, and then the man starts walking back up the mountain. It's like, you haven't told me. And he turned back and he said, what did you want most of all when I had your head held underwater? And he said, I wanted to survive and I wanted to breathe. And he said, yeah, well, that's all you need to do. Anything you want, have that same level of determination. Now, in that moment, when it's dark and you're rolling, it's not even just dark and you're lost. You're now rolling down a mountain, some of which you've probably already just climbed.
Yeah.
And no one knows you're out there.
Yeah.
That would be enough to bring on your asthma, wouldn't it? That is scary.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. I was petrified. I was proper scared.
I'm anxious now, and I didn't even climb with you. I can feel it now. Like, what would I do? Okay, so we still got another mountain to climb. So, okay, let's get to the top of Kilimanjaro.
Got to the top of Kilimanjaro because I think we actually left the tents at probably 2 a.m. and we climbed probably for like 8 hours straight, right till we got to the top. I remember when I got to the top, the tears just started to flow.
Oh, wow.
I said, yeah, this is one of the biggest achievements that I've done in my life.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So how many days up?
I think it was probably 6.
6 days to go up?
Yeah, 6 days to go up.
And to come down?
I think it was probably 2.
Yeah, because it's less time coming down, isn't it?
It's less time coming down.
Woo! Fantastic. That gave me some levels of... I think I'm have a 6-pack now. I was holding my... of course I know you survived because you're here.
Yeah.
But I was thinking what happened in that moment. And I'm very much an empath. So I'm now in the mountain with you, in the dark, experiencing... Yeah, I'm rolling. I'm rolling. Oh, that really took me on a journey. So, okay, what happens now when you come down and you reach back and you say to your brethren that didn't want to go with you, what was that like when you came back in terms of celebrating?
Everybody was just saying congratulations, everyone was just saying congratulations, shaking my hands, well done.
And you took some footage as well, didn't you?
Oh yeah.
Where is this picture? Where's this one from?
This is Mount Everest.
Okay, so you climbed Kilimanjaro. Well done. I salute you on a serious level. I salute you.
Yeah.
And that was in September 2020.
Yeah, 2020.
In the midst of COVID, you almost had a plane to yourself. You've got on a coach with a coach, sheeps and wolves and shepherds and all of that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
You realise that you're the only person that's doing this journey. Mm-hmm. You've got a team of people carrying your tents on their head. You've got a cook, etc., a guide. One night you decided to go out to use the bathroom and had a journey in itself. But what you did do, though, is that you set the tone for lots of people that didn't think you could.
Yeah.
And also, sometimes the achievement is for yourself, but it's for other people, and you managed to do both of those. You have children, right?
Yeah.
What did your children think?
They said, well done, Dad, you're a G.
Yeah.
And then when I told them that I want to climb Mount Everest, I thought it would give them some kind of inspiration. They still said, nope.
They weren't convinced.
Nah.
So your second time round now is Mount Everest. You did that just last year in 2025. Yeah. And I understood that journey was 9 days up. Is that right?
No, not right. After I came down from Kilimanjaro, I was supposed to go to Mount Everest probably the next year or the year after that. But on the 14th of February, Valentine's Day, I got diagnosed with cancer.
Oh wow!
And the story, that's another story. So after I healed, I said to myself, this Mount Everest was on my mind. I am going there. I'm going to climb Mount Everest. So again, I asked my friends, is there anybody that wants to come? But this time, because of the word Mount Everest is more known than Mount Kilimanjaro. Yeah. So people again looked on me in horror. And they said,
especially now. Let's bring you back to Mike. Yeah.
They said the exact same thing. Black people don't do that.
Yeah.
I think a diagnosis such as the one you got can really be life-changing. And I guess there's a couple of things you could do. One of those things you can give into, the diagnosis and kind of just say, well, this is it. And then there are other people who can overcome that. And then you're a real torchbearer for those who might be struggling with diagnosis of any type. But it's great that you decided that after this, you're still going to climb. So you've told your peoples again that you're now going up Mount Everest. And they're still saying no.
Yeah. Everyone said no.
Did you do any of them to raise awareness? Because you mentioned, actually, do any to raise awareness, to raise money, to do anything like that? Or you just did it for?
No, me personally,
Yeah.
it was just me, but my senior master of taekwondo,
Yeah.
he actually did it for prostate cancer.
So he done it for you, or he climbed the mountain too?
No. It was just me. I climbed
Okay.
the mountain, but he's the one that actually did funding for prostate cancer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing, Major, you know, not just Major. So talk to us now about your second climb.
All right. This one was a bit more challenging. But
Why so?
Because of the cancer.
Yeah.
And I had aged 5 years.
Okay, age is a thing.
Yeah. I'll be 60 soon. So yeah. So and when you get to a certain age, things get a lot more harder.
Yeah, we're right there with you.
Yeah, things get a lot more harder. So like left England, went to Kathmandu. The group actually we met the group again, only a black person. Yeah. And that itself is another story.
Can you give us a little? Riley? Can you give us a little bit of insight to that? Because what were the challenges, if any, that you faced as the only black person in the group? Were there things that people said?
Yep.
Talk to us a little bit about that.
All right. I was sharing a room with this guy from Milton Keynes. So, like, you know, when you meet somebody for the first time, what's your name, where you're from, your job title, blah, blah, blah. I bet you can't guess what was the next question, what he actually asked me.
Where you from? Where you really from?
No.
I don't know.
Have you been to prison?
No way.
Did he?
Yeah.
And this was the first night?
Yeah. And right, that is just the tip of the iceberg. The amount of questions that I got asked after that.
Were you the first?
Hold on, E. He was the only black person on the trip.
Did it seem like this is the first time he's actually meeting a black person in the flesh or to sit and talk to,
right?
And have a conversation with.
From what I usually, quite a lot of the people in the group, it's the first time that they've come into contact with a black person that they can sit down and have a conversation with. That's why the questions just kept on rolling, day after day. It was something new.
I can kind of resonate with that because I did Total Wipeout back in 2012, and again, like yourself, I was the only black person in the group.
Yeah.
And the conversation we were having as well, was it wasn't the prison one.
Oh.
Right. I didn't get the prison question, but yeah, they were asking questions like if I was I come from a totally different planet.
Okay,
than they did.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But yeah, I do understand that, and some of our listeners, they were asking, how did you get on with the locals that were carrying the tents for you? What was the relationship like with those people?
It was really good because like they was asking me again because the people who were carrying the bags, they're like poor, not poor yet. They've not come out of Tanzania.
Yeah.
So like they're asking like what is life like in the UK?
Yeah.
And I was telling them, so like me and them we actually got on fine.
Okay.
We actually got on really, really good. And the actual guide could his English was spot on. So yeah, so me and him got on really, really good.
Okay, all right. So yeah. So there's a lot of people waiting to hear the you know what I mean, the conclusion of Everest. So I'm gonna give the mic back to Blaze.
Do you know what? It's funny, right? I have these expressions of when I hear things that are so blatantly, a racist, and then people talk about, what is it, micro something? They don't know micro anything, and you're right, that is a whole show in itself. So that's mood altering for me because I do the shock factor, but actually I'm not really shocked because it's the kind of experiences that we have in so many different places, and it's just you one. You're fighting the challenge of getting over an illness. You're fighting the challenge of being 5 years older. Like you said, you're fighting the challenge of even doing the thing that you're going to do, and then you got to deal with racist remarks. But I remember I did say that to you. As I did say, black people don't climb mountains in our initial thing. So how did this impact you? This whole "I'm the only black person in the village" thing, and the level of questions.
Like climbing, as I was climbing up, there was people like groups. There was different other groups that was doing it as well, and you could see like they have not encountered black people before because they would stop me and ask me if they could have.
Well, even on your way up in other groups, you're still the only black person.
Yeah, I think in the whole 2 weeks I must have saw probably 3.
Wow.
Yeah. Were any of them climbing as well?
Yeah.
Some of them were climbing as well.
Okay. But like there was people from all over the world and they were stopping me. Picture? Can I have a picture with you? That's how bad it was. Like they've never encountered a black person before.
I mean, where were these people from? Anyway, I only seen you on TV. Where were these people from? But anyway,
yeah.
So you're overcoming the challenge of dealing with all of these random questions that people are asking. So the difference, though, with Mount Everest, talk to us about that.
Right, difference for me. I think the main difference was because of the cancer. The climb, it made the climb, it made it harder.
Wow,
it
right.
made it harder. But again, I said to myself, I'm not going to fail. It was in my head. But only with this journey, it took 9 days up. And as we climbed, the air got thinner again.
Did you go to the toilet on your own again?
No.
So what was the temperature similar to the Kilimanjaro climb?
Yeah. A day, I think there was one day the temperature was minus 14.
Wow.
Yeah, I remember early in the morning that we left, and I think it was after probably 2 minutes. I could not feel my hands. Couldn't feel my hands. It was that cold.
That was like me waiting for New Year's fireworks. But yeah, man.
Yeah, it was cold. It was cold. It was really cold.
Wow. Yeah.
And so, did you make it to the top?
Yeah, not the top. To base camp.
Base camp.
Yeah. Base camp there.
Yeah.
Wow, I had so many questions. Let me see. Done the air quality. Hardest moments, I think, was rolling down that hill. In the middle of the night, probably. But I guess that some of the challenge was, to keep going. And you quite rightly said that you kept going because you were not going to give up. And kind of that motivated you.
Yeah.
9 days up. I mean...
3 days down.
3 days down. People spend that long in the sun. People go on holiday for just 7.
Yeah.
Oh, we're going away for 7 nights. Yeah. Not spending 9 of them climbing up a mountain. So you've been for a number of different challenges, and we're coming close to the end of the show. We haven't played your song yet. What, if anything, was a moment that you? I was going to say I'm trying not to laugh because say you'll never forget. It must be the night out. But sorry, what is one of those moments that you think will really stand? With you, will stay with you?
I'd say getting to the top of Kilimanjaro, because that's the first time I've ever done anything like that. So your first time, it's just in your head,
and nothing compares.
Yeah.
So on the you spoke about a day when you felt like giving up on the Kilimanjaro. Was there one of those days on Everest? I mean, you've come out, you can't feel it. Minus 14. I don't know if I've even ever heard that. You've come out, you can't feel your hands. Was there a day on that trip, because you're struggling with your health being different, was there a day on that trip that you felt, you know what, I can't do this one?
Not really, because the actual guide, the guide who I was with, I told him that I had cancer before. So all he said to me was just, take your time.
Amazing.
So it was just 1 foot in front of the other, 1 foot in front of the other, until I just got there.
Yeah, you are a G. So here's a random question. Rum and bear, what's that all about?
Oh, when I went to Jamaica years back, I think I actually ordered a Red Stripe, but like it seemed kind of weak, so I asked the bartender, "Can I have a shot of white rum?" And I've been doing that ever since.
Rum and bear. I bet you wish you bought some of that shot with you when you couldn't feel your hands, right? Rum and bear. So guys, not rum and black, rum and bear. Riley didn't know I knew that about him. Rum and bear.
He's chasing the bear with rum.
Yeah, chasing the bear with the rum.
The rum is a chaser.
Rum and bear. But anyway, we are coming close to the end of the show. Your song choice was Chronics. What we're going to do is we're going to ask you why you chose that song, and we're going to close with that song. But before we do that, do you have any final words? We've got a photo for those of you that's watching on YouTube. Just tell us quickly about that photo.
Yeah, this photo was the morning that we actually got to Mount Everest base camp, and right, not in the shop, but right next to it is Mount Everest. But you actually can't see it in the shop, but it's
right next to it.
Yeah, right next to it.
Fantastic. One for the children, one for the grandchildren. I'm sure that your friends, family, parents, and everybody are really super proud of you. I'm really proud of you. I was proud of you when I heard that you had done this. But now that I've heard how you've done it and how you've overcome cancer and how, myself and E and our team do a lot of work around cancer, and particular prostate cancer. We have monthly events, and it is always awesome to have somebody in the studio, talking about life after diagnosis. And so we've got some events coming up in 2026. I think you'd be great to be a guest and a speaker. Bring your photo and your rucksack if you feel more at home talking with that. Rum and beer, you might need to bring your own because we don't provide alcohol, but it'd be great to have you. So any final words from you? Then I'm going to go to E, then we're going to play your song. And
all right, like with us, what we mostly do week after week is on the raving scene.
Pick up your banging. Yeah.
Sorry, we rave. And if you want to change that, you've literally got to find a new set of friends. You literally have to change your circle. And move this to a next set of friends. That's how you end up doing different things. Otherwise, you will be stuck.
And then, the great thing about that, Riley, is that sometimes people go, "Oh, so and so's changed," like it's a negative. There can be negative change, but it's good to change.
Oh yeah.
There are things that happen in our life that change us. We don't even make that decision. But it is also good for you to say, well, actually, if I want to rave, I can rave. But actually, if I want to climb a mountain, I can climb a mountain. Because there's so much more to the world than, like you said, and don't get me wrong, I used to love a rave. But you're right. You get to a certain stage in your life, different things happen, and you think about how you want to do things differently. But so thank you so much for sharing. It's been an absolute pleasure having you on the show. I'm going to see if E would like to say anything before we end with your song choice.
I've just got a whole lot more respect from I'm not even saying Riley, I'm calling you Major Riley. You know what I mean? I seriously, black fire, lick shut, you know what I mean? All that sort of stuff like that. Respect you, my heart goes out to you, brother. Because, as you say as well, if you do want to do something different, you have to change. Because when I applied for Turtle White Power, people was like, they're gonna pick you. And it was an audition of 6,000 people.
Whoa.
And I end up in the last 20.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So just like yourself, at one stage, you say, I got to do something different. And all I've got to say is, people, if you're out there and you listen to Riley's story, Major Riley's story, you have to understand there's a world out there that we can go and discover. So, 2026, let's see what's coming on. You know what I mean? Respect you, brother.
Absolutely. So, guys, if you want to check in with Major Riley, message us here on 07956 548 781. But we've come to the end of the show. Thank you to my guests today. They've been absolutely fabulous. But in the meantime, between time, as you go ablaze and I'm out, and we're going to play Chronics. That was yours. Did I ask you why you chose that song?
No.
Okay, here we go. Let's do that. I'm about to play your song without any manners. Why did you choose that song? Why is that one of your favourites?
All right, because there are a lot of people, see with social media,
Yeah.
there are a lot of people that just do things for likes so they can get likes. What I do is because I actually want to do it. I'm not doing it for no fame or social media. I do stuff like this because I want to do it. It's just something which I love.
I love that. So basically, Major Riley's saying, do it for the love, don't do it for the likes. And Chronics says it just like this also.
Every time I rise, we do it for the love and I do it for the likes.
Guys, I forgot to say, it's your girl Blaze, and I'm out.
Do it for the love, me not do it for the life.